Good day, folks. Welcome to Finance 311, Intersession 2019-2020. My name is Robert Boyd, and I'll be your instructor through this course. My background, for those of you that don't know, is I started out in public accounting. I practiced public accounting for a number of years, was the controller of an oil and gas company. Then I went to work for a bank called HSBC, and I did a variety of activities at the bank. I evaluated transactions to determine appropriate accounting. I did our month-end close and reporting. I did analytics, business analytics. I did financial planning. Then I became a quality advisor, where I helped the organization change its culture and be more customer and employee focused. And I worked with the senior executives of the firm to coach them. I then became director of the Quality Training Institute, and after that I came to Rochester, where I was running a real business, where I managed our retail, our wealth management, our small business in the city of Rochester in the western suburbs. At one point I had 55 locations, a staff of 800, and a business of, on a balance sheet basis, of about $3 billion. I then retired. Went into community development, where I worked in the South Wedge, executive director of the South Wedge Planning Committee, where I did economic development, community development. I started teaching part-time here. I previously was on the Business Advisory Council and have been using interns from Geneseo since 1995. It's a few years. A number of years ago, our current dean, Dean Zuckerman, asked me if I wanted to teach a class, and I said, sure. And then it was the next class, and next thing you know, Professor Shinsky, who was the dean at the time, says, do you want to be full-time? I said, sure, why not? So I've been full-time now at the college for about the past 10 years. I'm very engaged in the community, nonprofits, and I have a broad base of experience. Focus is primarily finance, but a little bit of everything. So that's a little bit about me. You can email me at any time, or text me, or call. Office hours are by appointment, virtual or in person. What we're trying to do with this class is to introduce you to financial management principles and techniques. These are going to be taught within the context of the current economic and business environment. This hopefully will help you understand the application of these concepts to the real world. It is something you will use. We're going to take a look at the role of financial management in a firm and how it relates to that broader picture. You'll use everything that you do here in managerial finance is important for every individual in the business world. It doesn't matter whether you are in finance, accounting, sales, marketing, IT, production, whatever you're doing, understanding this, especially so if you're going to be a leader or serve in managerial roles, this becomes very important. Many of the concepts are also applicable to your personal financial affairs, and there are many opportunities within the broad area of finance, but it is a tool used by everyone. And it is consistent with what we're trying to do here at the School of Business, which you can read through. The big program learning goals are you have strong analytical skills, strong quantitative skills, effective communication, and thorough understanding of various functional areas of business. And in this class, we strive to do all four. Now, the outcomes, successful students will be able to, that's the key, successful, know the roles of financial management in the firm and how it relates, describe the key activities of a financial manager, understand the financial markets and how they impact the firm's management, understand the importance of cash flow, working capital, in the management of the firm, understand the basic components of a financial statement, and analyze the performance of a firm. That's research and application based. Apply financial ratios, apply the concept of the time value of money, understand basic risk, return, and risk management, understand financial planning and forecasting, understand the capital budgeting process, and utilize Excel. So these are the things successful students, hopefully you, will be able to do. This is a required course for all accounting and business administration majors. It actually builds on material from Accounting 102, 103, Econ 202. It is a prereq for 312, 313, 315, 316, 317, and 390. So everybody needs to go through this. You can see the requirements there, but I'm assuming that everybody take this course has a basic understanding of accounting and financial statements and Excel. But if you haven't, I have posted LinkedIn learning modules if you need a refresher. Okay, so you may get into it and say, this is very confusing to me, I don't know what he's talking about. Then you probably need to go back and go through that section in LinkedIn learning on accounting background. And same thing, if you find that you're struggling with Excel, there's 2 LinkedIn learning modules that will help you with Excel. Okay, the material is what I'll provide on Canvas, LinkedIn Learning. This is a book if you would like to use it as background material. It is not required. You can buy chapters, whatever you would like to do. Since this is Intersession, it will be delivered online using Canvas, LinkedIn Learning assignments, and the course is organized based on modules. And we're using a 4-step process of a lecture, application, and then you go off and do it. One-on-one online discussion is important. How are we going to evaluate you? Well, remember, we're doing this course in 3 weeks. From December 30th to the 21st, you will have, as you already know, have early access. You need to plan your work and understand what is needed. But there's 3 points. Reflection on the work 2030. In that one, we'll talk about that. There's 2 quizzes at 21 points each, and then an individual application project that's 53 points. This is how the grades are determined. Okay. Reflection on work 2030. Read the article and watch the presentation. Then share your reflection on how the points made in the article could impact your future, what specific actions you can take now to make yourself work ready in 2030, and how you can use it to your advantage. This is to get you start thinking about the future in planning, and a lot of finance is around planning. Quizzes are online in Canvas. On a designated day, you, the student, have from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 to complete the quiz. There's really no time limit on them. They will be multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, and problems. Obviously, since you're doing it online, it is essentially an open book. However, it's not about repeating. It's you being able to take a situation, apply what you learned, use the tools that you have. And in every case, you will have a tool to use if it's a problem to solve it. Okay? So it's application. The individual project is, you're going to do this in 3 analysis of a selected public company to be able to demonstrate that you can apply the concepts being taught in the course. Detailed instructions are already out in Canvas for each one. They need to go in sequence, and you need to go through the modules to be the most effective in doing that. Let me review the key dates. Reflection on work 2030, due later than January 2nd. Application project 1, due no later than 11:59 on January 6th. First quiz is January 11th. Application project 2 is on the 13th. Quiz, January 18th. Application project 3, January 20th. Final grades available Tuesday the 21st by noon, hopefully. And final grades submitted to the registrar January 22nd. We do need to keep this, unfortunately, moving fast. What are we going to cover? Well, Module 1 is our economic background, what's happening. Markets, business, structure, and role of finance. Introductions to concept. How a firm starts to manage their affairs. I think the most important thing you'll walk away from this class, I hope, is how does a company actually make money? We take a look at cash flow, which is the lifeblood of a firm. How do you analyze income statement and balance sheet? What are tools for looking at financial statements? Financial ratios. Then we move into capital structure. What is capital? How do you analyze it? Planning. What is planning? There's strategic planning, technical planning, capital planning. Risk. What is risk? And then how does a firm manage risk? Interest rates. How do interest rates impact the firm? How do you decide who gets credit? The 5 C's of credit. Fixed income. Equities, and that's introduction to equity concepts. Now, when you get to module 6 and 7, I suggest you do that as we get towards the end. All the other modules you need to complete the application project. Modules 6 and 7 are not used in the application project, which will form the basis of the final quiz. There's a lot of resources that you have as a student that I've listed here. Please do take advantage of them. Do plan your work. It is your individual work. If you need computer support, there's the CIT self-help guide, Canvas printing, etc. So welcome to Finance 311. It is important, as I said, to plan your work. Make sure you know what is required. And if you have any questions, please make sure you contact me as soon as you can. Welcome, and let the fun begin.